cool. If not, well, fuck it. Fuck it. And we're live with another episode of BS Busters. We're just getting started a little bit early. Before we go any further, I would like my panelists to introduce themselves. Go ahead, sir. Introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Kenoshi Nito. Glad to be here on another one of these BS Busters.
Glad to
It's
have you.
starting to get really cold outside.
Yeah, and you're in the Midwest, so it's really cold for you. Because I know if it's cold for me, and I'm on the East Coast, I know it's cold for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it got like down to like 32. And we're supposed to have freezing rain and snow sometime later this week. So I'm like, shit, I'm not looking forward to driving in that shit. Luckily for me, they opened up a new metro station near where I work, so I will probably not have to drive anymore. I can just, or just not drive nearly as far, just kind of drive to my closest metro station, park, walk my ass down the street, take the metro train, and just much easier.
Just get tired of driving, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not one of those people. Oh, I know people that are like, well, my hobby is I like to drive. I'm like, I live in the third worst high traffic area in America. I don't like fucking driving.
Yeah.
You know, like my dream is to sell my house, buy one of those buy one of those apartment condos where they have a grocery store and a gym in the basement, so that the only time I have to leave my house is if I'm going someplace that's not like, you know, ultra, imperative. That's it. Like I don't this shit. Oh, I want to drive. No, I don't want to drive anywhere. If they ever develop teleportation technology, it's going to be great. I'm going to give up my car.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take the chance of a fly getting caught in the teleport. I'll take the chance, damn it. I'll take the chance. I'll have a great life for like a week. I mean, a month before I become Brundlefly. Brundlefly. Anyway, Brundlefly. Anyway, yeah. So we've got some good topics for tonight. Well, one of them's really sad, but the rest of them are really good. But we're gonna celebrate this man's life, even though he passed. First, we're going to cover the fact that we almost got a GTA movie years ago starring Eminem. Now, I was kind of excited about the idea that there might be a GTA movie until they said Eminem, and I was like, it's a good thing they didn't do that, because Marshall Mathers cannot act to save his life.
Nah.
I mean, the only reason he was good at 8 Mile was because it was such a simplistic role, but anything deeper, and oh, God. Kevin Conroy passed. The man who's been Batman for 30 goddamn years passed. So Batman died. We lost Christopher Reeves years ago, and then we lost Batman. We're just losing all of our iconic childhood heroes.
Yeah.
Twitter is a fucking dumpster fire. We're going to talk about that. PSVR is overpriced. Literally, Sony is asking for an arm and a leg, and maybe your firstborn child. And Microsoft has let people in on something that is blatantly and patently obvious, and I don't know why people are acting surprised by it. We'll round it out with unpopular opinions and free topics. I guess we should get started first with the GTA movie. So, yeah. We learned recently that there was going to be a GTA movie starring Eminem. And, of course, they declined because it's Rockstar. And Rockstar doesn't like doing good things ever.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a good way to do something, Rockstar will find the most fucked up way to do it. So that being said, what do you think about this, Kenoshi? Yay, nay, care, don't care? And if there was a GTA movie, what would you like to have seen? If it happened, or if it ever happens.
I mean, we already kind of have a bunch of like, isn't GTA is just the parody of like a American crime movie, so just be an American crime movie parody essentially. It's what a GTA movie would be.
Yeah, but it would still have to be. I mean, for me, my favorite GTA's were parodies of other genres. Like GTA Vice City is a parody of Scarface and Miami Vice. San Andreas is a parody of 90s hip hop hood movies. Like late 80s, early 90s hood movies. GTA 3 is a parody of the gangster getting out of jail and taking back what's his, like Carlito's Way, the Kings of New York type shit. So to
Yeah.
me, GTA is at its best when it's a parody of these things. And I mean, like, I don't know how that would translate into a good movie though. Like, because it could veer easily into one of those, you know, scary movie, like the shitty scary movie parodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the Godson, which is a parody of the Godfather. So I don't know. I don't know. How can I put this nicely? Uh, any other thoughts about what about the GTA movie thing? Before I give my
Uh,
take.
no, not really. I haven't really played enough GTA to,
Mm.
have be like, oh, what kind of movie would I want out of this?
All right. Well, as I guess the resident GTA person, since I've played a fuck ton of GTA games, I think it would have been cool if they had done a GT instead of a GTA movie, like a GTA TV series. Like maybe like 6 or 7 episodes, maybe 8, and like each series would follow, like do it like BBC style. Each series would follow a character through their arc, like in a certain city. So like you would have GTA London, where you have someone in London, you know, maybe someone starting at the top, losing all their shit, and then coming back by the 8th episode. And then maybe GTA Chinatown, where like you have someone trying to, like a character trying to make their illicit businesses legitimate by getting out of the illegal stuff, and then them basically having to have an internal strife with their family, trying to get that shit, trying to move the business to more legitimate means versus illegitimate means, like stuff like that. I think that could have worked, but that requires effort and time. And this is the same company that said that they wanted in money. This is the same company that went the cheapest route in remaking their iconic 3 games that made Rockstar. So this shit ain't happening. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So I guess we can keep it moving. Uh, Not lose a lot of discussion about that. On to a sad topic, but we'll celebrate his life. Kevin Conroy, the man who did the voice of Batman, who was the voice of Batman for 30 goddamn years. Kevin Conroy to me was so much of the voice of Batman that when I read Batman comics, I imagine Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman is so good that after Michael Keaton's Batman, like live action, I get mad at every other Batman person who's talking. If they do some shit where they're trying to make themselves sound like they're Batman. I'm like, if you can't do a deep commanding voice, then you don't need to be trying. Just talk normally or whisper.
Yeah.
You know? So that bullshit with Christian Bale and Ben Affleck, I was just like, man, fuck off with that shit. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't swear to God, swear to me. Sorry. And fucking Ben Affleck, Martha, how do you know that name? It's like, the fuck are you? fuck off. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? The fact that I'm trying to save my mother and the city and you're gonna kill me. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. No, I don't care anymore. It's done. trying to save you people. You gonna do this shit? Fuck it. I'm done. Yeah. So Kevin Conroy passed. He died at 66 of cancer. Um, and it's just it's a sad day. But Kevin Conroy basically had a huge body of work, not just as Batman, but you can go look him up. He was a soap opera star, like bit parts. Then he started doing voice work. Ironically, he originally he auditioned to do the voice acting for the Joker. He didn't get that role. He didn't get that role. Thank God he didn't get that role, because could you imagine anyone but Mark Hamill as the Joker? In terms of voice acting, I mean.
Yeah, that would be that's crazy. That'd be crazy to think about.
Yeah, because
Hard to think about the Joker without Mark Hamill.
yeah, because everyone's all like, man, I love Heath Ledger's the Joker. I'm like, it's all right, but I just like for me, Mark Hamill, just like Kevin Conroy was the definitive Batman, Mark Hamill is the definitive Joker, because his Joker comes across as a maniac. And you don't know if his jokes are going to be deadly or just a gag. Or a deadly gag. You got three choices. Joker pulls out his long gun, and he'll pull the trigger and a flag that says bang might come out. Or a bullet might come out. Or a pellet with laughing gas might come out and you'll die laughing. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know where it's going, And then you got, Heath Ledger's Joker, which is just, some crazy guy with face mask, with scars on his face and a face mask. It's like, I don't really feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Threatened. Oh, we got spam.
You get spam by.
It's a butt. It's a butt, because it's like girls 18 online.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely a butt.
I remember when YouTube, that was a problem in the comment sections, like really big videos, and it probably still is, where you would have bots trying to market various different adult websites.
Well, I never really had that. What I think happened, I think someone put, because in order to get in contact with me, I have the email, but it's not my personal email. It's the email for the channel. And I think people took that information and put it into a spam bot to troll me.
Well, that could be it.
Which, I mean, because there are some people who fucking hate my channel and would go out of their way to troll me like that. Actually, just like 2 or 3. But still, they're dicks. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Kevin Conroy passed. But he left a huge body of work, and Kevin Conroy was able to do something that we've never seen. Well, haven't seen since. As a voice actor, he was able to evoke so much emotion. He literally, as a voice actor, he was acting with his voice. And you felt emotion and all that type of stuff. And Kevin Conroy says the reason I was able to play Batman so well and Bruce Wayne so well is because, Bruce Wayne had this alternate identity to himself and parts of himself that he couldn't let people know. And I lived that because I was a gay man and I was in the closet and I struggled with it and I couldn't come out. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's art imitating life, imitating art, or life imitating art, imitating life, imitating art. Um, and that man was able to take that personal conflict and channel it into his character, and we got one of the, well, arguably the definitive version of Batman for our generation.
Yeah.
Amazing. Um, and I'm like, wow. And Kevin Conroy passed. He was 66. He had cancer. Apparently, he'd been like a very virulent form of cancer, a very like it progressed quickly, which is kind of sad. And he passed, but I mean, he passed. He's no longer in pain. Um, you know, I feel sorry for his family. I think he was, yeah, he was married. Feel sorry for his spouse, for his loved ones, his family. Um, but such is life. Um,
Yeah.
Fortunately, like I said, he left a huge body of work. We can still enjoy Batman the Animated Series and the Arkham games where he voiced that character, and and Justice League, Justice League Unlimited, and the numerous amounts of animated movies where he was in, where he voiced that character. So Kevin Conroy, we salute you. You will be missed. Those are some. That is a huge. That is a deep, deep ass voice for people to fill, and I don't think people can do it. I think the closest we'll get is Nolan North with his rough approximation of Kevin Conroy that he did in Arkham Origins. Um, but those are some huge shoes to fill, and I don't envy anyone who's going to come and play Batman animated or voice work Batman after Kevin Conroy's passing, because it's just it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I don't envy anyone that job. Um, like I don't envy anyone who had to come behind Satoru Iwata at Nintendo, because everyone's gonna look like, yeah, you fucking up compared to Satoru Iwata. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of people fucking up, Twitter. See that segue there? See, it wasn't as smooth.
Yeah.
Twitter is a fucking dumpster fire, and
yeah.
I love it. 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 I love how Elon Musk is just firing people left and right, and tons of people that he needs in order to run the business are quitting.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, in order to have a functional business, you need employees. And you need experienced employees so that shit can run, you stupid bastard. I hate to break this to people who are all like, Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk started a lot of companies, and he got pushed out of all of them. Even Tesla, he basically just he came on as the salesperson, well, like the head of sale, the VP of sales or something, and basically continued to buy more and more stock until he took over the company, and then kicked the people who actually originally started the company out. Like he did a stock buyout and took them out. Okay, he didn't even start that shit. Okay, yeah, Elon Musk is he's an idea guy, but if you ask him how those ideas, like he's Elon Musk is a big idea guy, but if you ask him what are the details of those ideas, he has no fucking idea, because that's not his area of expertise. Okay?
Yeah.
Elon Musk is the guy who would go to SpaceX and say, "We need a engine that goes faster than light." And the engineers would say, "Do you have any idea how to do that?" And he has no fucking idea. He just said that. That's Elon Musk. Okay? So, my point behind all this is to say this. Not to mention that he got a lot of his money from his father, his daddy. And you know what his daddy, you know where his family's money came from?
Where?
Diamond and emerald mines in South Africa.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Blood diamonds. Damn near slave labor. No regulations. Monopolistic trade. Is that exactly that the cleanest money of all time? If just being a little, just keeping it real.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard about a lot of it. He had a lot of shell companies too, which
Yeah,
I think shell companies are a way to like, it's
hide
like a
money.
way to hide money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a way to hide
money
money.
laundering.
It's yeah. Well, it's a way to clean money. If you're taking money, like if you have conflict money, like dirty, like you got your money dirty, then you put it through the shell companies to launder it to make it legit. Which every
Yeah,
shell company is taking a cut in order to wet their whistle a little bit. So if you let's say you made $100 million in dirty money profits, okay, but you need to have access to that money. You launder it through three, four, five, six shell companies. By the time you get to it, it maybe went down to 80, 75, but that's still a lot of money. Yeah.
yeah,
But there's also another way to use shell companies. That's where you use it to hide money that you made legitimately, but you don't want to pay taxes on it.
yeah.
Which a lot of companies do that shit. Okay.
A lot of politicians do that.
A lot of politicians do that, but I mean, to be fair, I'm not making an excuse for it, but to be fair, I hate to break this to you people, but if someone's a politician, if most of the politicians you see on the state senator and higher level are wealthy, because like a lot of wealthy people realize that in order for them to increase their wealth, they have to get involved in politics in order to fuck with the system so that there's more tax breaks for themselves, less regulation, laws to keep them from fucking over other people. um
Yeah,
and that's just, I don't care who you are, a lot of those fuckers are wealthy beyond their wildest dreams, which is why, typically speaking, I tend to go for candidates who come from working class backgrounds, because at least they can understand where normal Americans are coming from. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Versus,
yeah,
I'm wealthy. Now, occasionally you do have some wealthy people who use their wealth for good things. Um, occasionally you get someone like a John Fetterman, who used to be like the mayor of Scranton. Where he's like, yeah, I come from a trust fund, but I'm gonna start a foundation and pump money into the community in order to rebuild the community. Which I'm like, you know what? That's actually something I wish more wealthy people would do. Versus just,
yeah.
I want to be governor so I can deregulate shit and make more money for myself. It's like, well, okay. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Twitter is a fucking dumpster fire. Elon Musk is destroying the company, brick by brick. Um, his latest plan is to turn Twitter into an online electronic bank, kind of like PayPal. Uh,
Didn't he run PayPal at some point?
yeah,
Or
he
is that
started
like,
PayPal, and then he got kicked the
yeah,
fuck out because they realized he's fucking crazy. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work either. I think that by next year, Elon Musk is gonna declare bankruptcy with Twitter. Twitter's going to get is gonna file for either Chapter 11 or maybe 13, maybe even 14 or 15, and no, maybe 13. Yeah, 11 or 13. And I think at that point, some other company is gonna go and buy Twitter, and they might keep it around, but you're going to see, because the thing is, Twitter made its money through ad revenue, through advertising, and Elon Musk's bullshit ran off all the advertisers. So the one thing that was generating revenue was gone. Then he's like,
yeah,
okay, so we're gonna charge people to get verified. But the thing is, Twitter also makes its ad revenue by driving people there through content creation. people who add content to Twitter for free.
Yeah.
And you're going to charge them to give you content. Like it basically it's a fucking dumpster fire. Elon Musk is just showing how much of an overrated piece of shit he really is. And I love it because, this myth, people have this myth that a lot of wealthy people, oh, well, they're rich because they're intelligent. Most of the wealth you see from these fuckers, they inherited and then have proceeded to either barely maintain it or fuck it up. The reason Elon Musk is so wealthy is because he got stock options from Tesla when it was riding high. Tesla's been crashing because Elon Musk is incompetent.
Yeah.
And that's funny to me. It's funny when I see wealthy people who people thought were really intelligent and it turns out, oh, they're fucking stupid too. Because they're human. And human beings are stupid. That's the nature of humanity. Okay? All wisdom that we know as humans started with failure. Someone tried some shit, fucked up, and went back to the drawing board and tried again.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, if you think a lot of the great stuff we had just got here because,
Yeah.
Just because somebody thought of it. There was a lot of failure.
It went through multiple iterations. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't believe me? Go look at old-fashioned ovens. They sucked. Okay? Go look at old-fashioned plumbing. Trash.
Yeah.
Okay? Go look at old-fashioned TVs. Hot buttered ass.
Oh yeah.
All right? But shit got better. But nothing was perfect the first time around.
Yeah.
I was about to say except for maybe one thing, but even that, the first time you do it, it's not going to be great.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You gotta practice, gotta get better at it over time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Twitter is a dumpster fire. I'm loving it. People are seeing Elon Musk for the overpriced piece of shit he really is. And the fact that he does not know what the fuck he's talking about. He's a big idea guy, but when it comes to details, he sucks. And I don't know how this man has run so many businesses that have succeeded because in business, the details matter. There's an old saying, the devil is in the details. Like, you can have as big of a fucking idea as you want, but if the details are fucked up, then everything else is fucked up. So, details matter. Speaking of details, do you have anything else to say about Twitter being a dumpster fire, Kenoshi, before we move on to the next topic?
I don't necessarily trust Elon Musk. I find the whole thing funny too. Twitter burning to the ground. Saw that scene from God of War where Kratos is like, burn it to the ground, burn this whole thing to the ground. That's just how I feel about it right now.
Yeah. Well, right now, Elon Musk is like that dog in that meme where the house is burning down around it. It's like, everything's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. It's not fine. I like that he fired the dude. He's like, well, the reason Twitter's running poorly in your country is because of just some techno babble bullshit. And then the engineer's like, actually, I can say as an engineer at Twitter, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And then he explains what's actually going on. He's like, see, our servers are located here and they have to get to that country. We don't have servers in that country. So just distance, it's just going to take a while for the signal to get there. And that's why it's moving slowly in your country. Plus, we've been told that we're on a coding freeze where we can't add more code. Which means that, Twitter is getting more and more broken every day. God damn. He fired that guy. Oh God, this dude, and people are like, Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk is a fucking idiot. look, look, you don't take over a business and then start firing everybody, and then act surprised that shit that you don't know how to work doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's business 101, dumbass. Oh boy. I think the best business purchase Elon Musk ever did was those hair plugs he got. And I know some people say, "What do you mean?" Go look at a picture of Elon Musk in his early 20s, where his hairline was receding, and his hair was saying, "Fuck it, I'm out." And he got some hair plugs in, and he's like, "Yeah, I feel better. Yeah." Speaking of bad business practices, PSVR. PSVR 2. Talking about some overpriced bullshit. Kenoshi, I'm gonna let you I'm gonna tag you into the wrestling ring first. What do you think about PSVR prices?
For one, they're out of control just because of the fact that VR, again, VR is still pretty niche.
Mm-hmm.
Um, sorry. VR is still pretty niche, and it's just not. It's just not there yet, and not to mention it's more than a PlayStation 5 here in the states.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, at least it comes with what you need, and it's not like, well, you just get the helmet, and then you have to buy all the controller stuff separately. So at least everything comes with it.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, the whole thing just, and there's just I've only seen one enticing game for PlayStation VR.
Iron Man.
Not just not, or I've only really seen one enticing game for VR. Period. And that's Half-Life Alex.
And that ain't coming
Other
to
than
PlayStation.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't coming to PlayStation. Yeah, I agree. I think PSVR is an overpriced piece of shit, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it's $550. Let's add taxes. Let's say on top of that, we're gonna add taxes. So let's say another $55 on top of that. So $605. The PlayStation 5, if you can get one, is $499. Plus taxes, another $50. So essentially speaking, you are paying $605 plus $550. You're paying over $1,000 for shitty virtual reality, not even top of the line. And here's the thing: if you had PSVR on the PS4, none of your games transfer over. They won't even throw you a freaking bone and say, "Okay, if you want to transfer your digital games, $5, it'll just transfer over."
Yeah.
So you know what? Fuck them. That's how I feel. I'm like, I wasn't gonna buy that shit anyway, but because I don't trust Sony when it comes to hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust Sony when it comes to hardware either. I think or no, it's not that I don't trust Sony when it comes to hardware. I just think that they put a lot of R&D in these headsets and VR. So, and the first one did relatively well, at least enough for them to make
Good job.
I don't think it did. I think the only reason the original PSVR on the PS4 did relatively well was because they didn't have to create more peripherals for it. Because remember, it used the same shit that they did for the PS3 with their Wiimote knockoff. Remember?
Yeah.
Aside from the headset, so they didn't have to spend as much money developing it. Yeah, this shit right now, they started from scratch, and it's like Sony is like 2 or 3 steps because no one there. Sony is like those companies who are saying we're going to do blockchain and Bitcoin. not realizing that blockchain and Bitcoin have fucking crashed. No, people who are smart aren't putting any money into that shit. Um, and Sony's doing the same thing with the fucking uh VR.
Yeah.
Oh well, VR. It's like, do people really want to wear some shit over their face and play games for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Because I don't know about you, but when I get into a gaming mood, I can play games for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing about I use PlayStation VR at a friend's house. This was a few years ago, and this was like this is okay for about an hour or two, but sitting down playing a game session for like 2 or 3 hours, nah, this isn't doing it.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No,
Well, uh, my take, like I said, is that it's too expensive. It's over $1,000 for both the base hardware. This is some Sega CD 32X shit Sony's doing right now.
yeah,
That's basically what they're doing. Um, and we already know that hardware peripherals don't work. Like, you think Sony would have looked across the street at Microsoft and the Kinect and be like, "Yeah, we shouldn't have done this. Nah, we gonna go with it. It'll be different for us." You know, that's like someone saying, "Hey, you know that guy across the street who took meth? Yeah, he's an addict now. He's been doing stuff behind the dumpster in order to get enough money to get another fix, and stealing TVs and breaking into people's houses. Well, I'm gonna take some meth. It'll be different for me." No, it's not. It's not gonna be different for you. You too will be a meth head. That's Sony. They're like, yeah, if we do a peripheral, it'll be different this time. No, it won't. It's not gonna be different.
yeah. We'll get it right. We'll do it. We'll get it right this time.
They're
Don't
like
worry.
a
Don't worry,
woman.
guys.
Yeah, they're like a woman who goes with a man who has a cajillion children out of wedlock. He's abusive. He won't keep a job.
Yeah,
And then they're like, well, he'll be different with me. No, he won't. He will not. It's not gonna be different. It's not gonna be different. It's not gonna be different. It Believe me, it will not be different. It's gonna be the same bullshit. But
or in the male version of this, I can save her.
it's
She's made the same she made the same mistake about 15, 20 times, but
it'll be different this
I can
time.
save her. I can change her. I can make this hoe into a housewife.
Look,
Nope.
you ain't
Nope.
changing nobody unless they want to be changed. And you
Yeah.
ain't changing, look, unless the market drastically changes, which I doubt it. Let me put it this way: Valve put out one of the best VR games of all time. You don't see people running out getting Steam indexes, do you?
Nope.
Okay. There you go. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Microsoft decided to take the rag off the bush and tell people the truth. Which I'm glad Microsoft decided to tell people the truth. Like, here's the truth. Truth is, uh, the truth is that, well, we ain't making money on our home console. And what I said when I heard that was no shit. Like, the video game industry's like, oh really? They are making money. It's like, no one. The only company that makes money off of their hardware is Nintendo, and that's because Nintendo uses old ass hardware.
Yeah. 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 They're not trying to use the latest and greatest. know, because the way they design games, they don't need the latest and greatest, hardware, 4K, ultra, uh, uh, ray tracing, which cuts your frame rate in half. Like
No, I
that's
mean, you don't need any of that shit. I mean, really. I mean, for me, like, okay, if I want high frame rate, if I want high resolution, I have a PC for that. Now I would love it if my Switch was 60 frames per second solid. That'd be great. But that
yeah,
shit ain't happening either. You know, it's like, but yeah, Microsoft. Look, listen, Microsoft and Sony. Basically, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are essentially micro gaming PCs using off-the-shelf parts. Okay, roughly speaking,
yeah,
proprietary storage, but off-the-shelf parts. Yeah, they ain't making money off this shit. Okay,
yeah,
Microsoft is making it up with the Xbox Series X. Game Pass with their services,
yeah,
Game Pass and Games for Gold and all that shit, and people buying their first party games on PC. Aside from that, that's it.
yeah.
Holy shit! So much spam.
Yeah. And the thing about the thing
Yes.
about the Xbox, you know, the thing about what gets me is people were surprised. It seemed like people were kind of surprised by this. That's
Yeah.
the part that baffles me. It's like you guys should know better at this point. It's like
Yeah.
it's been like this forever.
The only company
But
that makes money off their hardware is Nintendo.
yeah,
And the reason they make money off their hardware, and here's the thing, it's not like they're making huge amounts of money on their hardware. They're just not like I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo with the Switch is maybe making maybe $50 or $60 for every console sold
yeah,
for the base model Switch, not the OLED. The OLED probably like maybe $10 $15.
yeah,
The real money's in the software, and you ain't beating Nintendo when it comes to their software sales because unlike Microsoft, like if Microsoft releases a version of the game, they got to make a PC and the Xbox version of the game. And even though the systems share a lot of the same OS and stuff like that, there's certain shit that you're only going to have on the PC version, and there's certain shit you're only going to have in the console version. Um, Nintendo doesn't have to do that. All their games are made just for one SKU, so they don't have to worry about it. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. So, what do you think? Yay, nay, care, don't care?
I don't really care. It's like they'll make their. They've been doing this for years. They've figured out at this point to make make money off. Make some kind of profit off of either game sales and subscription stuff. So
Yeah, I don't think they're making money off of the Xbox. I think at this point they're just not losing. I think with Microsoft, I think they pretty much figured out a long time ago they're not going to make money off the Xbox division. I think as long as they aren't losing so much money that it's driving people to get into the Microsoft ecosystem, to use Windows, to use Game Pass, to use shit that Microsoft has a hand in, like Android, they're fine with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they want. Can I prove it? No, but it you know it makes sense, or at least there's some logic to that statement. Anyway, we'll round it out with a free topic and then unpopular opinion. Do you have any topics you would like to bring up that you're like, man, people aren't talking enough about this shit right here?
Um. Yeah, I discovered something. The 'cause I'm playing another game. I'm playing is the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition. I've been mainly playing Street Fighter 3,
Uh huh.
and man, the animations in Street Fighter have gone downhill. Like at least when you go from 4 to 5,
Oh yeah,
because the animations in 3 are so much more livelier.
yeah. But
Like,
three was like completely cell shaded.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it literally was like what 32 bits.
and yeah, it's just this. Obviously, it felt like the animations were a little bit more detailed compared to 4, and especially 5.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just find that interesting where you just sometimes putting more technology into something can make things worse rather than better.
Uh,
Like in certain situations.
I agree. I mean, I'll keep it 100%. I like cell shaded, but I
Yeah,
realize you can't always have cell shaded. I mean, I guess that's the way I could put it. Just because you
yeah,
like something doesn't mean you'll always have it.
yeah. But yeah. Um, see what else? Oh yeah. So Sony's they're losing it. They shipped, and this isn't the first time they've had problems with their special editions. Like they've shipped the God of War Ragnarok uh special edition, like the
Uh huh.
$200 one,
Mm-hmm.
and they're forgetting to send the code. So you're getting a $200 worth of swag, and you don't get the code for the game. So apparently that's been happening. I'm just kind of like, how are you a multi-billion-dollar company and you're messing up this badly?
Yeah, because they don't fucking care. it's they don't care. Sony doesn't
you
care, or at
you don't
least
even
they're
get the
not paying the
physical.
people. Um, they're not paying those people enough money.
And even the special edition, like they'll give you the case for the game, but they won't give you the actual physical copy of the game. And it's like, why even include the case? Just include like an envelope with the code inside of it. I don't. Wow. Oh man. Digital future, man. I know people are they're fighting it. They 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 want they want they don't want physical to go away. At least pertaining to games. It seems like it's an all digital futures creeping up ever so closer.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when we did these casts, and anytime somebody brought up that all digital future, it'd spark a 3 hour debate.
But that's just my own opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that Sony's been messing up for years now, though. I mean, Sony is what we like to call what's the word I can put this nicely? They are they're arrogant. Now, I
Yeah.
told everyone this. I said Sony is like Nintendo. When Sony gets arrogant, they just start messing up. Everyone's like, "Oh no, 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 no." It's like, "No, no, it'll be different." It's not going to be different.
Yeah.
Cuz when they get arrogant, they think they can do whatever the hell they want. No questions asked, you know, no repercussions.
Yeah.
And they've always been like that. Sony has always been like that. People are always like, "Oh no, no, no." It's like Sony's always been like that. Like when have they not been like that?
Yeah. Exactly.
When have they not been arrogant? When have they not been um, you know, cuz basically Sony gets away with bullshit, you know? Like how they got away with the bullshit they pulled with the PS4.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my free topic. What are yours?
I just got one. And my big question is why my free topic is this. Why do people keep on saying stupid shit like they've been saying about gaming? It's annoying. Okay? Gaming is a hobby. It's not a privilege. It's some shit that you do cuz you're just trying to get paid, you know? It's something that you're meant to enjoy. Why do people let their biases get in the way of them enjoying good games?
It's because they want to be part of some inner circle half the time.
Or as I like
So
to
they
call it,
want.
comfort branding.
Yeah.
People are really into comfort branding. Like my bullshit is better than your bullshit because it's the company I like. And I'm like, ultimately, it's these are just toys. You're arguing about toys.
Yeah.
Why are you arguing about toys?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my free topic. You have anything you want to add about the why are people arguing about toys?
Um, it's been like this for a while. Like I and it's the problem is it's the same tired argument. Same tired argument. There was a podcast I came across a few months ago, and it's just just listening to people argue about the same thing that they've been arguing over for the past
20
10
years?
years, 20 years, at least since I've been on YouTube, at least since I've been interacting with people, um, the same
What was
20
this
years.
argument this time? What bullshit was it this time, huh?
Oh, they were just complaining about Nintendo biased, or when it comes to media and the fact that the bigger bigger of the gaming industry just wants Nintendo to go away, and just kind of like, I mean, I used to believe that stuff during the Wii U era, but as time has gone on, I just all think that was just people trying to make money off of a flagrant product, because they did that with the PS3 for at least the first half of its life cycle. I remember people talking about. I was watching G4 at the time. It was Attack of the Show, and what they have their like little news breaks, like in halfway between the show, and one of the things that was brought up was there was a company saying that the PS3 should be scrapped and start all over again. Um, he also had Gabe Newell talking mad noise about the PS3 before he ended up deciding to put Portal 2 onto it. Um, so it's just like people say stuff uh, for clicks, for money, get eyes on articles. So don't take too seriously what people say or think, because they started the tune changed when the Switch became a mad success. In
Oh yeah,
fact, the
yeah.
Switch ended up
Success
getting away
covers
with
all
stuff.
sins.
Yeah, the Switch gets away with things that the Wii U didn't
That is
actually.
true. That is true. I said that to people. I'm like, the Switch gets away with shit that as a Nintendo fan, as a YouTuber, I'd be like, we would sit there and savage Microsoft and Sony for the same shit. But when Nintendo does it, we just don't say anything.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird to me.
yeah,
You know, because their shit, or at least the fans of Nintendo let Nintendo get away with it. It's not that they're getting away with it, because there's shit that Nintendo's done that I didn't fall for it. I was like, yeah, I'm not buying Mario 3D Collection because it's not really the definitive version of the Mario 3D games. Because where's Super Mario Galaxy 2?
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. Just stuff like that. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's just in that moment I realized, it's just
Y'all full of shit. That's what. Like y'all
yeah,
are
it's
full
just
of
like
shit.
you don't realize that people just say stuff. People say all sort, like the whole 8 gigs of RAM thing about the Batmobile. That wasn't even the developer didn't even say that. That was just the journalist putting words in their mouth. Like it wasn't actually said. So people just need to relax. Just realize that this is just
Just calm the fuck down.
WWE. It's just a work. It's just
I don't know, man. I don't watch wrestling, but I get what you're saying. It's all part of the play.
yeah. But yeah, don't get too wrapped up in what the media is saying about this or that console. I mean, it's like when when Intel was on was wasn't wasn't doing as well with their CPUs, and I saw a lot of video titles like, "Oh, is Intel done? Oh, it's over for Intel." It's like
AMD's gonna take them all over. It's all AMD.
yeah,
I'm
I'm just
like,
saying, like, everybody,
you
you
do
guys need to
realize that
relax. Sometimes,
Intel is fucking like Intel, if they could buy AMD, right? You do. The only reason it wouldn't happen is because it would be a monopoly, but they have enough money to do that, even right now.
sometimes companies come out with failing products. Heck, sometimes they come out with repeating failing products. But I mean, it's not like a be failures forever. I mean,
That is
it's
true.
just
You're not gonna be
yeah.
a failure forever,
I mean, as
unless
long
you're unless you're apparently Microsoft, because they have not turned a profit on anything, any of their consoles for years. But I get what you're saying.
and company that's Intel, a company that's probably been around for like 40, 50 years.
I think
So
Intel
been around.
officially started in like what 68, 67.
Yeah, they've been around for a bit,
A long ass
and
time.
yeah. So it's they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
So,
And if you think they're gonna let AMD just come and eat their lunch, I don't know what to say to you except what are you smoking and can I have some because it's some good shit. Because I need to know. But I get what you're saying. I agree. I 100% agree. I think that people get caught up in the drama and they don't really think about the reality of the situation.
yeah, yeah,
Because the reality of a situation is sometimes more important than your perception of the situation.
yeah.
People always forget that. They're like, well, the reality of this situation. I'm like, okay, whatever. But that's just my opinion. Do you have any thoughts before we move on to the next, till we wrap things up? Anything you want to add? Anything you're like, yeah, I got to talk about this. People been
I'm
effing
good.
up. Any other
No, I'm
unpopular
good.
opinions? Okay, I have one more unpopular opinion. It's not going to be long because I don't have the energy to be sitting here trying to be all, do all that shit. My unpopular opinion is this. Other unpopular opinion is this. Why do gamers think in their head, because this is a head thing, why do they think that, you know, that games just, that all games, just because they like something, that everyone has to like something because it's popular? Or something is good because a lot of people bought it. Because people say that shit all the time. Well, a lot of people bought this, so it must be good. Well, shit. I mean, a lot of people take drugs. That doesn't necessarily mean drugs are good, does it? I hope not.
Yeah,
People do that shit all the time. It's like, well, a lot of people bought Call of Duty. That doesn't make it good.
I mean, you know, a lot of people buy Taylor Swift albums. I don't find her particularly good. So what are you talking? What are you talking?
People
Yeah,
say that shit all the time. They're like, oh, well, it's. People are like, well, the reason that this is. The reason, like, because I mean I've had this argument in chat sections. They're like, well, the reason that this happened is because this is important is because it must be good because a lot of people bought it. I mean, so because a lot of people played a game, it has to be good. A lot of people played Pong. I don't necessarily think that's a great game. You know, something being popular doesn't make it good. A lot of people like to smoke, like to do crack. I don't think crack is good. Do you?
nope.
A lot of people do meth. Doesn't necessarily make it something that you really need to be going out of your way to drink. I mean, to take, to consume. Anyway, that's just my own personal opinion. I know I kind of reiterated in a different direction the same thing. But anyway, that's the end of the cast. Anything you want to pimp out before we wrap things up, sir?
Yeah, Project Council. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. I had to private the one we did last night because something went wrong with the audio. So
Yeah, I remember it was like bouncing in and out and in and out.
yeah, it was kind of a messy cast last night. So yeah, hopefully we'll be back all cylinders firing next week. So
All right, okay. All right, that's the end of the cast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining. Um, those of you who watched live, those of you who will watch the recording, thank you. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe. We want to grow the channel yet again. If you want to get in touch with the channel, you can reach me on Discord. You can also email me at mrredfoxbsbusters at gmail.com. Um, that same information is in the description. Anything else? No, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Um, anyway, that's the end of the cast. That's it. Peace.
peace.